Alex, what has Constable got to do with stopping oil?
Hi, thanks for having me on the show, Mark. Well, what do you think is more important, life or art? Because that's the sort of questions we're facing right now. There are millions of people being affected by the climate crisis. 33 million people in Pakistan were displaced from floods. Communities, lives, homes destroyed. That's 6 times the population of Scotland, my country.
Wait, just explain what is the... floods is a meteorological event. It's what we used to call weather. Why are you saying the Pakistan floods are climate change related?
Are you a climate denier, my friend?
I've got no view on it. We're talking about
no view on the fact that it was 40
taking.
degrees Celsius in London just a few months ago. So hot that So hot that train tracks continuously combusted. Busiest day for firefighters since World War II because 60 homes were going on wildfires in the UK. The NHS was put on black alert.
No, don't. We're talking about what you guys are doing to it. People don't mind 40 degrees Celsius. Everybody
I think the farmers mind.
on these
Half of all potato crops are expected to die from this year, and a third of wheat crops have died.
Wait a minute. Everybody in these rain-sodden islands wants to go somewhere where it's 40 degrees Celsius for their summer holidays.
If you can't
so the
grow
idea
food,
that 40 degrees Celsius means the planet's going to... No.
Would you rather have a holiday
We're talking
or a
about
potato crop?
No, we're talking about you guys getting what you want by gluing yourself to the street.
We're talking about global starvation within a decade.
No. We're talking about you guys damaging a great work of art. How does that help you save the planet?
How is the frame of that painting more important?
Well, that painting is one of the great achievements of our civilization.
We glued to the frame of that painting.
Are you opposed to human civilization?
No, I'm not. I'm actually trying to help defend it by making sure that we don't have any more fossil fuel licenses in the UK. That's what we're demanding. Because as soon as we have more oil in the UK, we're going to face societal collapse. As I say, we're already facing food shortages, and it's 2022. How bad do you think things are going to get in 10 years' time? I'm only 24. Every single year for the rest of my life, it's going to get worse.
We're talking about your plan to change the world by gluing yourself to the street. By the way, are you aware that petroleum is used not just to fill your car up and drive around, but it's used in a zillion other products? When you guys glue yourself to the street, are you aware that fossil fuel products are used in almost every superglue? Are you using fossil fuels to glue yourself to the road?
You're always going for the hypocritical argument because you know you have no other argument to fall back on. Look, you could have said all of this decades ago,
I don't understand the point.
But at this point, we've had 40 degrees temperatures in the UK, and we're facing a cost of living crisis and still subsidising the fossil fuels with £236 million every single week. There's nothing you can push back on with me.
Yeah, we can. We've got 40 degrees temperatures for 48 hours. More people are dying. We've got more excess
1,775 people died in those 48 hours.
Yeah, well, we've got 1,000 extra deaths a week, and nobody gives a crap about them, including you. Let me ask you something. You're doing a PhD.
Yes.
You're doing a PhD, is that correct?
Yeah, in green hydrogen production. But I've taken 7 months out of that very relevant PhD to do this full time because what we do as scientists means nothing if the government's not willing to implement it. While we're still subsidising the fossil fuel industry, everything else we do, all the scientific research, that's just mopping up with the tap open.
No, but hold on here. Most people in the UK cannot afford to take 7 months off from their PhD.
I'm very lucky to be able to do so.
You're not blocking big oil billionaires. You're blocking the working classes of the United Kingdom from getting to their jobs or even from getting to their hospitals.
Mark?
What's that got to do with saving the planet? This is a class thing. It's a pampered, privileged guy taking a 7-month break from his...
You're a multi-millionaire and I'm a student.
Wait a minute. How do you know I'm a multi-millionaire?
Your net worth is on Google, mate.
Oh, really? That's fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. Certainly my lawyers will be pleased to hear that, because they're worried I can't pay my legal bills. But listen...
I'm worried I can't pay my energy bills. That's why I want all the homes in the UK to be insulated.
No.
That's why I want public transport subsidised. These are our demands, and they're very reasonable demands. Why are we taxing the big oil companies and using that to do renewable energy? Renewable energy is currently 9 times cheaper than gas. Why are we not switching to that? Why do I feel like I'm losing my mind
There's not enough of it. It's not the per unit cost.
I'm doing the PhD.
This is where you're all wrong.
I'm the climate scientist here. Trust me, there is enough. I don't think wind is running out anytime soon. Is solar running out anytime soon?
Do you agree with Greta? What about Greta Thunberg, then, who has called for Germany to keep the nuclear plants going because Germany can't keep the lights on and can't keep the heat on? It's done all the things you wanted and it can't produce enough energy. The unit cost is irrelevant. You've got to be able to provide enough of it to all citizens of the country.
If your energy bills were £3,500 or £400, what would you rather?
You can't make enough of it. You could stick a windmill on your head and the head of everybody's...
We could be using tidal energy. Tidal energy. We live on an island. Why aren't we doing that? We can get over 10% of our entire energy from tidal power alone. Currently, only 9.8% of our energy is from renewable sources. Only 9.8.
Yeah, and you can't, and you have no way of replacing oil powers modern lives. Everything. It's in everything from the clothes, including a lot of the clothes you wear, including the clothes you wear, including toilet seats, including aspirin. All these things contain fossil fuel products. So we should just give up. The climate crisis doesn't exist because there's a bit of oil and some toilet paper. Is that what you're telling me?
Well,
wait a minute. What is the manifestation of the crisis?
What do you mean?
Do you think the hurricane in Florida is a manifest?
Say again?
Do you think OK, well, let me ask you something, going back to that Constable painting. You guys replaced the Constable painting with a painting of the way that scene would look now, with a big truck coming past the middle of the scene and a plane flying overhead. Mm-hmm. Are you in favour of immigration?
Why are we talking about immigration?
Well, because you're talking about carbon footprint. Yeah, no, we're talking about the climate crisis and carbon footprints. And a guy in Somalia has a carbon footprint. I think it's a 1/70th of a carbon footprint in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why we
every
need to cut our
night you see all these people moving from Somalia to the United Kingdom and acquiring a UK-sized carbon footprint. Where do you stand on immigration?
What has this got to do? We need to be cutting our own emissions. We need to be subsidising public transport.
No, because that's
our homes. There's no reason for us not to be insulating our homes.
No, that's what's
our energy bills.
If you're going to glue yourself to great English landscapes, what screwed the English countryside is massively increasing the population of an overcrowded island.
That's got nothing to do with it.
So I'm interested to know if you're so concerned about the loss.
From Scotland, we have tons of highlands.
But nobody's going there. They're going to... You're the ones who damaged the Constable. So if you want Constable's England back, where do you stand on mass immigration? Where do you stand on mass immigration?
I have no problem with immigration. Are you being racist right now?
Oh, well, there you go then. There you go then. So everyone will be leading a UK-sized consumer lifestyle with a UK-sized carbon footprint.
We need to cut our own emissions.
Ask you this.
We need to not... We're not worried about immigration.
This is class warfare.
It's not class warfare.
This is pampered... It is. It's pampered PhDs at war with the work. Who are you stopping in the streets? Do you think you're stopping any oil billionaires? You're stopping people trying to get to work, trying to get to hospital. You're stopping fire engines.
No. Look, that ambulance...
You said something very interesting.
What did I say?
Yeah.
Going to answer that question?
No, you said something very... No, you can answer the question.
OK. We did not block an ambulance. It was delayed for 3 minutes. We have a blue lights policy. We let all emergency vehicles through. The siren wasn't on, so we didn't realise it in time. And then 2 Just Stop Oil people guided it through the roadblock, myself included. If you watch the video for longer than the 20 seconds that you showed, you will see that happen. The ambulance gets through. It takes 3 minutes. However, when there was the heat wave in the UK, where it was 40 degrees, ambulances were put on black alert, as I said earlier. There was so much disruption from that, and 1,775 people died. Why are we not talking about that instead?
Well,
You were even talking
how
about at the
many
beginning of your
people-
show that 15 hours ambulances would have to wait in car parks. And that there was
Yeah,
so many
the
tailbacks. We're talking about
NHS
3
is-
minutes of disruption.
No, yeah, the NHS is kaput. It's broken. But what do you said on television a couple of days ago?
One of the
that
reasons
you're
why the
in
NHS
great
is kaput, as you put it, is because there are people dying from the cold during the winter. Thousands upon thousands of people. One of my friends is a paramedic. He's in Just Stop Oil.
Yeah.
And he told me that the amount of times he has to go out to a home and he finds somebody just sitting dead and cold with a mouldy fridge just in their armchair because they died from fuel poverty. They couldn't choose between heating and eating. So they just died.
Yeah.
That
And
happens
that's because-
every
and
single
that's-
year, thousands of times. If we insulated homes, if we switched to renewable energy, which was 9 times cheaper...
It's happened in this century because of the war waged on traditional energy sources by stupid governments that have shut down coal mining, stopped fracking, find
living in the
nuclear
dark ages, mate.
distasteful. No, you're living in the dark ages. It's nice,
trying to do a
unless it's
progressive future.
outside
What are you
your front
talking? You're
door.
just clinging on to the
It's
old
nice
fossil
to
fuel
have a
addiction.
big winter. Your wind turbines can't do it. Your wind turbines
Trust me, I
can't
know. They
produce
can.
enough energy.
They really can.
No,
Yes,
they
they can.
can't. Look at Germany.
They can, though.
Do you disagree with the sainted Greta Thunberg, who's now come out all for keeping the nuclear plants open? You don't disagree with Saint Greta, do you?
Look, for Germany, it takes time to make renewable energy sources. But we have 8 years of oil in reserve. And it takes 6 weeks to build the UK's largest solar panel farm. Whereas for oil, it would take, on average, 25, 28 years to get new oil from a fossil fuel license. We don't have 25, 28 years to wait. I mean, look outside. It's the hottest October in ever. It was 40 degrees in the UK. We are struggling with our food crops. We don't have that long to wait.
It was 40 degrees for 48 hours, and then it went back to being, whatever it is, 12 degrees and cloudy. We follow the weather every day. And that 40-degree thing was the only interesting bit of British weather until the hurricane
we had
in
the worst
Seven
drought
Oaks,
in 500
30
years.
Since the hurricane.
Worst
So
drought in
that
500
doesn't
years.
mean anything. And
Tell that
incidentally,
to
when we
half of our
have these
potato crops that have
extreme...
been destroyed.
Yeah, no, we're getting out of the farming business. Bill Gates says we've got to eat insects, so we won't need potatoes, we won't need dairy, we won't need beef.
Maybe the reason we'll have to eat
you guys
insects
have got to
is
be
because
clear on
we
your
can no
image.
longer
You want
farm
us to
because
be...
we're having droughts.
No, it's something to do with having droughts. We can no longer have farm because the bovine flatulence is destroying the planet. Thank you very much, Alex. We appreciate hearing your view. As I said, I do hope,
and I hope all your
you're
viewers
not
can come
gluing
join us
yourself to
11
the
a.m., 10
highway.
Downing Street every single day.
Yeah, well, don't glue yourself outside Downing Street with glue containing fossil fuels and petroleum. It is extremely hypocritical. Yeah, well, try and find some organic super glue that hasn't got the petroleum in it. This isn't the suffragettes. This isn't We Shall Overcome in the 1960s. This is a march of the woke privileged against the working classes of the UK. You can have the last word, Alex.
Woke privilege? I mean, come on, are you serious? Look, we need no new oil.
No,
everybody knows it. Everybody knows it.
No.
There's no future with fossil fuels. We're in a climate crisis. If you're worried about the cost of living crisis, if you're worried about the climate crisis and you want to see how they're interconnected, come to a Just Stop Oil talk, find out some more information.
No, the cost of living is the cost of indulging you guys with this
it's the cost of greed.
Nonsense for
it's
the
cost
last
of
20
fossil fuel companies
years.
making £7 billion in pure profit every 3 months.
It's the cost of oil has been for a century what has powered the most prosperous civilization in history. And as I said, it's in everything aside from the tank of your car. And there's nothing that can replace that.